have answered their prayer. We forget that no and wait are also answers, as is yes. I have answered every request made by my children to me. The answer has not always been what they wanted, but it has always been in accordance with what I have thought was best for them at the time. God is the same way, except that His answers are always right and good and best, while mine may or may not have been. And remember, whether prayer changes our situation or not, one thing is certain: prayer will change us. Psalm 145 verse 18 tells us, "The Lord is nigh unto all them that call upon Him, to all that call upon Him in truth." On the natural level, we tend to neglect the privilege of prayer until we encounter suffering or difficulty of some kind. We often need to be driven to real prayer by the circumstances that surround us. Dwight L. Moody was fond of pointing out that there are three kinds of faith in Jesus Christ. Struggling faith, which is like a man floundering and fearful in deep water. Clinging faith, which is like a man hanging to the side of a boat. And resting faith, which finds a man safe inside the boat, strong and secure enough to reach out his hand to help someone else. That is the sort of faith you and I have to acquire in order to be effective as Christians. And such faith may be ours through the ministry of suffering in our lives. Suffering also teaches us patience. These words were found penned on the wall of a prison cell in Europe. "I believe in the sun, even when it is not shining. I believe in love, even when I don't feel it. I believe in God, even when He is silent." Sometimes God seems so quiet. However, when we see the way He works in lives imprisoned by walls or circumstances, when we hear how faith can shine through uncertainty, we begin to catch a glimpse of the fruit of patience that can grow out of the experience of suffering. In Hebrews 11, verse 1, we read that faith is the substance of things hoped for. Faith must have an object. Faith in faith is meaningless. Telling a person to believe without giving him any evidence or reason for belief is like asking a person to believe that the moon is made of green cheese. God wants us to know certain facts about Him so that we will have faith in Him and trust Him for the rest. A child does not repeatedly ask his parents whether he'll be taken to a doctor if he becomes ill, or whether there will be another meal to eat, at least not very often in our culture. The reason he does not ask such questions is that his parents have proved to him over and over again that they love him enough to take care of his needs. It is the same with God. God has proved His love for us in that even while we were yet sinners, He sent Christ to die for us. And He continually proves how much He loves us by providing for our daily needs. God also wants us to trust that He will continue to provide for us. This is faith. How happy would a parent be if his child constantly questioned him as to whether his needs would be met? The parent would feel frustrated and sad, perhaps angry that the child did not trust him. There are scores of references to faith about what it can do for us and how much it pleases God. Jesus was amazed that the Roman soldier expressed great faith when he told Jesus just to say the word and his servant would be healed. Christ also told a blind man and a sick woman, "Thy faith hath made thee whole." God values faith, our trust in Him, above every other character quality that a Christian can develop. And how do we develop faith? By spending time in the presence of God through prayer and by applying His Word and His promises to our everyday lives.